All right, yesterday, President Joseph Biden had a breaking press conference regarding presidency stuff. This is what I will say in terms of what I would like to see out of the campaign is I would like to see, uh, Donald Trump focus on issues at hand versus um, taking shots at President Joseph Biden because we're in a clusterfuck right now. And while Donald Trump is it seems like everything is put in the course of his way to keep him from becoming president. He's just stepping over these things like they're nothing. All of these landmines, which is highly suggestive that something interesting is going on. That he's doing the Heisman around so many things. Meanwhile, Biden is getting nothing but bad press, and along with that bad press, you have to pay attention to the fact that he's under persistent pressure. There's a lot that's going on in the world right now. That's for one. For two, there's a lot he can't talk about. There's not much that a president would want to address the public concerning what he knows and what the public knows. Um, there's not many times where he would want to do that rather than somebody from his administration. I think that President Biden is a straight shooter pertaining to his profession, his job, and I think that we're in the mix of too much turmoil right now to really switch out presidents for someone to come in fresh and deal with all these things. I feel like Biden's administration is going to be more surgical, where Trump's administration is going to be more gung ho. And with the overhead demands in the climate of what's going on in the United States and in the world right now, um, we don't really need gung ho. We don't need exactly a bazooka right now. We need a scalpel. All right. And I believe that Biden administration has that scalpel. So, in other words, I'm saying this to say um, there's just way too much going on right now in terms of the world for someone to come in with that amount of energy. Because when a president pertaining to a government, when a president comes into office, if you guys know anything about spirituality, uh, if you know anything about spirituality, the people of that nation or whatever, they have made an agreement to a degree that you kind of take on this spirit or personality of this individual that's running the country. Both men are dealing with deep state, and Biden is completely coherent. What people don't understand is that Biden is an active listener. The scripture says, um, "He that have an ear, let him hear," or someone who has an inner ear is someone that God looks for someone to hear. Now, you could have things go wrong with that inner ear, but I will say that Biden being a team player, so on and so forth, he definitely listens to his inner ear. He definitely thinks before he speaks. That means, and he approaches everything the same way. So I believe that he's going to be a lot more methodical and towards the issues that we're dealing with. This is not a time for brash decisions or quick moves. And generally, when somebody is looking to get in to prove themselves, especially on the guise of this much pressure uh, going on in the world right now, uh, the overhead of expectations that would be sitting on top of Trump coming in fresh with the many things that he can't talk about being a president, the many things that's ongoing that Biden can't speak about, because it's not that presidents don't do anything. They do a lot of things that they can't talk about, is what it is. And half the time, trust me, you don't want to know what they know like you think you do. All right. So with Trump coming in there with the demands of the people that, hey, we put you in office, it's going to be this type of attitude, so on and so forth, that he's not even really going to be able to stretch his wings and get his fingers wet as far as being a president, because he's going to have so many people in his hair, about many different things. So I don't think it would be either fair for President Trump as former President Trump as well, coming into presidency right now. Now, maybe in another couple years, after some of the smoke gets settled and so on and so forth, then we would need like that launch or that kickoff with that type of energy, maybe. But right now, this is a very technical time, which we would need an individual that's going to be more methodical approaching the issues. This is not a thing where we get into a debacle about deep state and this, that, and the other, where it's just, kids against kids, people with strong feelings against other individuals with strong feelings that are blindsided to the issues, but just has a particular enmity with the individual due to parties, what party they're in. This is not a party type of time. There's no celebration going on whatsoever. All of that is childish in the guise of the many fires that is going on in the world right now. To take someone out and put someone fresh in there that has the unprecedented pressure to appease the common public, coming in green with all these issues. I mean, this is not a situation that we really need. And I think Biden and his administration is very well abreast of the issues that are at hand. And I think he's hesitant because there's a lot he can't speak on. And I think he listens and meditates on the question, and I think he listens spiritually. Okay. And he's not for shock value or any of these things. I want you to bear this in mind when looking at the campaign pertaining to the presidents. Is this President Joseph Biden is the lion on top of the mountain right now, and former President Donald Trump, he's coming after that title. I mean, if they are heavyweights or so on pertaining to contenders as candidates, then you could say that President Joseph Biden is defending his title. But rest assured that he's maintaining his championship title, and he's defending his title. But he's at the top of the mountain. The guy those candidates that are going against him, competing on him, they do not get that much acclaim from the public. Okay, true acclaim from the public, unless it's a core audience situation, which they're going to be with that individual for secret circle issues that we have no idea what they are, or it's going to be simply because a candidate belongs to a particular party. It's going to be more superficial. Until Donald Trump takes President Joseph Biden's title, which means I don't want to hear about his accusations. I don't want to hear about his opinions towards President Joseph Biden. I don't care about any of those things. I want to hear how he would better deal with the issues that Joseph Biden is dealing with. And even then, I want you to bear in mind that though he may have a different way of dealing with the issues that President Joseph Biden is dealing with them, he is not in that office right now. He does not know what's going on like Joseph Biden was going on. He does not have a filter over himself as Joseph Biden has a filter over himself. And there has been times where President Joseph Biden, has clearly mentioned that he wasn't giving the same type of support that he typically would have been given, that his hands have been tied. And he doesn't nag or wail in places where he could. He just mentioned it one time, and it was not for any type of public interest. It was for a cause, in terms of he was addressing the government. Like, why are my hands tied towards handling certain disputes and issues? He's going to be a key marker with foreign relations. I was on that for a second, you know what I'm saying? Because when you put someone fresh in there as Donald Trump with all of these issues, with us wanting to be individualized and creating walls, that's going to break down our foreign policy, and that's going to affect our foreign trade by account of the people, and that's going to reveal whether we're really God's country or about our word, and so on and so forth. So we have a lot of issues pertaining to this, and with that pressure that's going to be put on Donald Trump, while we have this more individualized or strong looking America, we're at a time where everybody needs help. So he's going to reach out for help somewhere. And individuals, personal circles is one thing, but when those personal circles factor into politics and the security of our country, so on and so forth, this could highly affect which direction we go in life pertaining to timelines. All right. So I just want to put that out there. You know, he's going to have to make some type of alliance somewhere, and it's going to have to be outside of the guise of the American people, because the American, in order to keep the image that he has going forward, you know, he's going to have to stand on 10 toes and appear stronger than what he really is. No man can deal with just presidency. All right. You know what I'm saying? Presidency is probably is probably equative to being persistently pregnant as a female. You know what I'm saying? Just the amount of daunting tasks. You have kids, you have others that you have to look out for, so on and so forth. So Trump is already in a situation just to hurdle or do anything to get back into the government. No telling what type of agreements he's making to run the Heisman on all of these allegations in court. And then once after he makes it and he comes in there, okay, pertaining to protecting a country, what type of deal or agreement is he going to have to make, okay, in order to be the bee's knees? Because he's going to have to at least be able to inherit a mess and outperform President Joseph Biden. All right, this is just the pressure of the people without him getting into office or doing anything politically, so on and so forth. Just that pressure, he's going to have to do that, so on and so forth. Everybody has worked a job where you've gotten a new supervisor, and that new supervisor has to mix things up or F things up a little bit and in a guise to make it better so that they can secure their place pertaining to job security. And Donald Trump, with the pressure of the people and so on and so forth, he's going to be up against the wall to perform or do this thing the minute he gets into office. He's not really going to have time to look at these issues. He's going to jump into decisions to show, hey, I'm active and I'm doing something. That's going to be worth more than what he actually does for the nearsighted goal. And it has to be done, and it's definitely going to happen. Biden is, his administration, they're going to be thinking, okay, he's careful with with what he does. Remember the story of the tortoise and the hare. All right. So the thing of this matter is, if President Joseph Biden is functioning like that in office and everybody has something negative to say about him, let me tell you this. You can't do his job. Okay. You wouldn't even be able to perform a 20th of what President Joseph Biden is performing at your proficiency level if you were put in that White House. So you can't really, we can all be critics on the outside, right? But until you sit in that president chair and you say, oh shit, okay, you know what I'm saying? Not enough coffee in the world. You understand what I'm saying? For that job. All right. So, you know, I think that people need to be very careful, very wise with their choice or decision or what they're going to make. And I think I've outlined here very well in what's going on. And one thing for you to be able to tell that President Joseph Biden is coherent is the fact that you really don't hear him asking for questions to be repeated that often. You really don't. That means, and them questions are complicated. Sometimes I don't catch all of the questions. President Joseph Biden listens. He listens to the question and he tries to make sure he thoroughly answers every part of that question each time he's up there. Okay. That is what it is. The fact that he may not have the same type of gift of gab as Trump is shows that he doesn't have, more than likely, as much guile. He's going to be forced into honesty with the way he addresses things, with the way that he speaks, so on and so forth. he's going to be forced in a situation where he has to be more honest. And honest individuals do not have the firepower as individuals that have guile or liars. That's just the truth. Because they're, what they can say or do is limited, okay? Or even individuals that may not have as great as it would seem a communication gift as others. Not saying that President Joseph Biden has any issue with communication. I'm saying it's a lot going on. It's not that he's psychologically aloft. It's that his mind is together, and for the fact that it is together, and there's so much ish going on. You know what I'm saying? There's so much going on right now. You know, there's too many things that he can't speak on pertaining to addressing the public, and he has a importance on being honest with the people. So therefore, that's going to cause him to speak slower and cause him to be slower to answer because he has to think. All right. The Bible talks about the tongue being the little member, and you have to be careful of what you say because of what fires it may kindle. So therefore, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to President Joseph Biden, I think it's important to reconsider what is the climate of going on and what you know about. What are the things you don't know about? And notice that I want you to know that President Donald Trump, though he has experience in presidency, he's in the same boat as you. None of you have the same experience that President Joseph Biden has with 2 years in the office right now. And with the shitstorm we have, why would you move that piece? Okay, that wouldn't be the wisest thing to do. All right. So I'll say that with love, peace, and blessings be with you all. I'm out.